this one-on-one call where we were discussing different things that we're working on. And there was this awesome experience that I just wanted to share with you. Have you ever noticed when you're sort of doing something and you are completely aware that this, what you are doing, you are talking about, the things that you are addressing are causing a change? And then there are these things coming up that are standing in the way of you, actually doing that or performing that. So in our case, we had this issue where we had an online meeting and we just got interrupted. The Wi-Fi didn't seem to be good. We were glitching. The sound wasn't right. The screen, it just started freezing. And usually you would be like, okay, so this is getting too hard, and we also have other things to do, so let's just reschedule this and do it again tomorrow. But we weren't doing that. So we kept asking questions. What is this? What is this about? What does this, who is this and what does it want? And we came to this point where I was like asking her questions. What does it want? What this consciousness? And it came to me that there was some fear involved. So is this entity afraid? What is it afraid of? And does this consciousness or entity want you to talk to me? Yes or no? And then it didn't want her to speak with me, and it actually wanted her to sort of give it her fullest attention and to stop speaking to me. And I told her, well, yes, it doesn't want you to speak with me, because what we're doing right now is we're creating more consciousness. We're raising your awareness, we're raising your vibration. And this consciousness is afraid that if you do that, if you would have more awareness, if you would raise your vibration, that it will lose you somehow. And a natural response was for her to sort of acknowledge that, but acknowledge it in a way of like feeding it and saying, oh, well, don't worry, I'm not going to be far, I'm just going to be here. And she started realizing that it sort of represents whatever's going on in her world right now, or what's going on in the world, where there are these consciousnesses trying to keep us closer instead of giving us the space to be who we truly want to be, who we choose to be. And as soon as she started recognizing that and acknowledging that, it was like, oh wow, have I been not choosing the space that I truly want to be because other consciousnesses or other people are afraid of what would happen if I would choose that? So I would just choose to diminish myself and be in this comfortable space where people would still have a chance to hold on to me. And that was so interesting. And we were having that conversation, and at the end of that conversation, we were like, how easy would it be to just walk past this and to just think like, okay, it's just so difficult to do this now, the internet connection is bad, so let's just stop and continue tomorrow. But we didn't. And we managed to have that conversation that brought us to another level of awareness, which was very cool. So yeah, this is just such a such a basic thing. And why share it? I mean, it sounds like it's just a one-off story, but when you look at it, there's just so much in it, which is also there for many, many other people. And I don't know, if this resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And for us, it was just such an awesome thing to recognize and to see how far this is taking us. And especially for her, she was like, oh my gosh, this is just so, this so represents what is going on in my life right now, you know, with people in my life, or what happens in the world. And just this little thing, just this little conversation where we got to that there is this sort of other consciousness that is interfering with a conversation that we were trying to have. And if we would go along with that, what that consciousness, what it wanted us to do, we would have just stopped the conversation and be like, okay, it's too hard, just never mind. And we didn't. And so we were on Teams first, and then later on we started chatting, and then we went on WhatsApp, and I was like, I'm just going to try to see if that video works. So we sort of went around it and managed to like actually have our conversation. And recognize that it would have been so easy to not have that conversation. So I guess that's also the thing that I would like to give you guys, you know, how easy are we letting other consciousnesses distract ourselves from what we choose to be in this world? And the major thing about it is that she was also saying that it's not really like a negative thing, or it wasn't really like a bad thing. And that's the thing, right? Because it's sort of subtle. It's very subtle. It's not dragging you down. It's not pounding you on the head. It's not doing anything bad to you. But it's just very subtle in keeping you away from a choice that you would like to make. And then maybe you don't because small things get in the way. So recognize, even when things are subtle, because things are only bad if we judge it as bad. You know, it's easier to have sort of lower vibrational bad things coming at you to say, no, that I don't want that. But when it's subtle, you hardly recognize it, but it's still something keeping you away from what you would want to choose. Then would you want to choose that? Or do you want to choose differently? Think about it. Thank you. I adore you. Bye.